The Okanagan Sun picking up their first win of the 2012 campaign last weekend in Kamloops with a 35-7 victory over the Broncos. Welcome to Sunspots here on Shaw TV. Ryan Waters sitting next to head coach of the Okanagan Sun, Gavin, starting quarterback Cam Bedore. And Coach, let's start with you. Let's look back to Sunday's game over Kamloops. What did you see from your club?
Well, I saw an increased, output, performance. We had, I think, all three phases of the game picked it up a little bit. Obviously, from our exhibition result with Kamloops, we saw a little bit of film with them. We were a little bit better prepared than we were the first time we went up there. In seeing film with our game against Chilliwack, we got to see, how their systems were working, first down, second down, personnel matchups. So we had a little bit better feeling going into this coaching-wise. Systems-wise, our players, we put a little bit more emphasis on physical work during the week. Day one, day two, we went full pads. We hit a little bit more. We ran a little bit more. Did some basics, back to fundamentals, and it paid off for us.
Will you do that again coming into this week?
No, we've got 2 weeks of on the road with Raiders and Rams. So if anything, we need to get our mental reps sharp going into that process.
A little weight off your shoulders now. You do get your first win as the head coach of the Okanagan Sun, and now you can really start to roll.
Start to roll
Hopefully.
after 2 weeks. That's nice to think about, but really with the short turnaround, we're on a bus Friday going to Nanaimo. We know what we're walking into. The Hilltops are the only team in Canada to have beat them in 6 years at home. We look forward to the challenge.
Cam, let's have a conversation with you now. Rookie quarterback picking up your first win in Kamloops. Just talk about what you saw on the field, your performance in Kamloops.
I felt really good out there. During practice all week, everyone was meshing really nicely. I got in the film room a lot during the week, so I really knew what they were going to be coming out with. It was really easy to just pick up what their defense was doing and getting to work with some of those first-team guys again, because I haven't had that many reps with them in the first little bit. We're starting to get a bit of chemistry going.
Did it help for you seeing Kamloops in the exhibition game a couple weeks ago?
Oh, for sure. They didn't change a whole lot from that exhibition game, so going in, it's a lot easier to pick up their defenses and pick them apart a little bit.
Coach, looking at this week, you mentioned you got the VI Raiders in Nanaimo on Saturday. It is a short turnaround.
Yeah.
You used to be part of the coaching staff in Nanaimo back in 2008. Does that work to your advantage a little? This is 4 seasons later, but does that help?
As I alluded to a couple months back, it doesn't help in terms of systems or preparation when it's a whole new bunch of players there now. There's a couple guys the same that were rookies in 08. But you know what? If anything, their psyche, their mindset, their play calling, perhaps they've got a new defensive coordinator, new defensive structure. Different on offense a little bit. Jordan Yance is certainly the most accomplished quarterback in Canada. We know what we're going into, and I look forward to that.
Do you look at Yance as a fellow quarterback? Do you look at his numbers and what he's done in the last few years, or does it even matter because you're a rookie? Do you even know what he's done?
It doesn't really. I don't really look at it too much. I know of him, but he's just one of those guys that you have to play against, and it's the defensive problem, not the offensive problem.
Well, speaking of the defense, do you work different schemes so Dogie can maybe open up a little bit more to try to chase down a guy like Yance, or does he drop back and go after one of their receivers? Well,
pressure is something that you have to put on Jordan. Yance is a quarterback that if he has time, it doesn't matter if you got Deion Sanders covering, he's going to find somebody. So, dropping arguably our most impressive weapon doesn't make a lot of sense.
Looking at the game, too, is a bit of a travel. It's a bit of a rigmarole to get there. You have to spend the night in Langley on Friday because there's no hotel rooms on Saturday. Does that make a difference at all?
It does, but, we're going to get a walkthrough at the Lions facility. We get the guys into Stephen Dogie world a little bit, so we should be relaxed. We get the walkthrough on the grass. The normal process. We got a smaller roster going in, about 45 group. So, we'll have a similar number that we had this week going up to Kamloops. That unit gelled pretty well, so we're looking forward to the trip.
You're looking forward to the game, the challenge against one of the best in Canada?
Definitely, I've heard nothing but good things about their stadium, their fans and stuff. They're supposed to be pretty crazy out there, so it'll definitely be a good experience.
Guys, thanks for doing this. We'll see you Saturday.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan.
Cam Bedore, the quarterback for the Okanagan Sun, head coach Gavin joining us for Sunspots here on Shaw TV. I'm Ryan Waters. Thanks for watching.